welcome to week 8 reflection video of The Artist Way. We are 2/3 through this book, and this week was called The Recovery of Strength, or what is it called? Recovering a Sense of Strength. And the main themes of this week was time perception, grieving failure, and taking action, I guess, like kind of like how work breeds other work. So let's get into what I learned. The last few weeks of my Artist Way recaps, I've been just talking about how I don't need to learn all these different things. Now, instead of doing that, I am going to just like take whatever resonates and then go with it. And so the main thing that resonated with me in week 8 was taking action. You know, not focus so much on the final product, focus more on the process itself and the journey itself. But before I go into all of that and talk about how I implemented taking more action steps and focusing more on creating things instead of thinking so much, I'm just going to talk about the topics of time and grieving your creative losses a little bit. First of all, the concept of time is something that I've been kind of working on for a while, I don't know how long, where I want to remove the pressure of having a timeline. I want to remove the pressure of wanting to get things done by a certain age, by a certain like year, you know, month. Just kind of allowing myself to be more in a flow state and trusting that, I planted the seed of what I want. Of course it's gonna come out. Yeah, taking that pressure off myself. And I feel like I'm already there. I really don't mind how old I am. I don't mind what year we're in. I don't care how time is passing. I literally couldn't give less of a fuck, because I think the main reason why I've been dreading time passing in the past is because I've not been feeling so good. I think when you're just not doing what you want to do, or you're living with regret and you're just focusing too much on the past and like problems from the past, then of course time passing is going to be like this ugly reminder that you're stuck somewhere else. And I think because I've been detaching so much from like the past and stuff like that, like I'm very present. I think that like that's the main thing, is just like being present, enjoying the process. Grieving creative losses, what is my opinion on it? I think if something is on your mind a lot, for sure you can grieve it and allow yourself to be upset about it. But to be honest, like I spent my adolescence being stuck in the past a lot. I think it helps me more to eliminate it a little bit, like forget that it exists, because then I'm not making choices based on like a past version of myself. Then I'm not going into the world like creating something new. If we're talking about in a creative context, I went to a drama school, so I have a degree in acting, and so I do castings and stuff like that, and I don't get every single casting by any means. So if I go into a casting and I think, oh, I always get rejected, how is that gonna motivate me? And actually, I think it's better to just like completely detach. And I think something I want to do going forward is like every casting that I do, I'm gonna think of it as my first. Something I agreed with in this chapter, it's this quote: creativity cannot be comfortably quantified in intellectual terms. I love an intellectual debate, some analysis, some critical essays, but I cannot be criticizing my own creations as they are being made too much, because then it's going to like stump the flow of it all. So I agree that I need to separate those two personas. There was another quote I resonated with. It was, most of us hate to do something when we can obsess about something else instead. I think now that I've been spending so much time in my head, and I think for very good reasons, I'm really happy with where I am with my mindset and everything, and processed a lot of things, and I just feel pretty chill. But like now it's just time to do something. I don't need to spend hours of the day just like laying or like thinking about things and obsess about them in my mind. I need to just go out and do. My morning pages I haven't barely been writing anything down. I've been kind of just drawing like these random sketches that are not, I don't know what the point is of them. I also wanted to write down like some things that I have been making this last week since the last recap, and I had hoped that I had more on the list, but it is okay, because I wanted to kind of take the artist dates a bit more serious, but I don't want to do an artist date. I just kind of want to be more creative in my everyday life, you know. I have been watching more movies again. For me, that is a creative act, especially when they're like really like solid movies that just takes a little bit more concentration to get into. So I've been watching, let me show you what I've been watching actually. The Straight Story, Bicycle Thieves, The Last Showgirl, At Eternity's Gate, The Apartment, Irma La Douche, and I'm watching currently another movie by Billy Wilder. I really like his stuff. I have been baking focaccia a lot and been making like other foods. Like I've been super into cooking. I have been building a terrace, well, helping my parents build a terrace, 2 different places, and doing a lot of like domestic work. I think that's actually not that creative, but I've been doing some, like that's just like, instead of obsessing in my mind, I've been like doing these things like outside of myself. Then all the sketches that I've been making, I've been altering some of my clothes, and the rest is to come. Like I have other plans of things to do, and I'm gonna do some creative projects today. I've also been making like TikToks. There was something in this chapter that was kind of like, when you work on something, it creates more work, and I agree with that, because when you're doing things for the sake of it because you enjoy the process, then you're just more in a flow, especially when you're a creative person, and like as you're doing things, you get new ideas. Also, if you're a creative person, like you don't know who's gonna see your stuff. Like if you're sharing it with people that you don't know what's gonna come of it. So yeah, I just agree, like let's get out of our head into the world. So there are some like exercises this week. I actually do the exercises almost every time unless I don't resonate. I just don't talk about them that much because like they're not too impactful for me. Okay, so there was like one exercise about perfect childhood. Describe how a childhood would be perfect for you. Being told what I know now from the start, you know, like some of the things that I've taught myself. But at the same time, I think I needed to learn that myself. I think some of the things that I've taught myself is, you know, authenticity, or like been training myself to just kind of live as authentically as possible. When you're growing up and you just have like opinions everywhere, like from any like adult, it's a challenge. Like I don't think I know any single person that's not been trying to fit in, like regardless, even if you have parents who are boosting your authenticity a lot. If you then go to school then and you stick out, of course you're gonna start feeling like that. So I don't really know what the solution for that is. I think personally just teaching yourself as an adult that being yourself is fine. Like it's more than fine. It's like it's what you're supposed to be doing. If everyone was themselves, honestly, like no one would be different, because we would all just be more unique. I think this is something I really learned from moving to another country when I was younger and being in a very international environment, which I love. I thrive in that so much, because the fact that everyone is from so many different countries and cultures and backgrounds, religions, everything, no one is really unique in that, you know, like no one is the foreigner at all, because everyone is just different. It doesn't matter. It's like not even spoken about that much. Everyone has their own unique quirks and stuff, and I think if everyone embraced it a bit more, there would be no one would be sticking out, you know, which is not even like a perfect childhood. I think it's more of a utopian thing. But at the same time, is it really a utopian thing? Because I think if I just decide to be authentic and surround myself with authentic people, and the ones that are not, like, just not care about that much, like, then I can just, like, choose to live my life like that. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. So I don't really know, and this is not even what the fucking exercise was about. There was one that was, like, 20 things I like to do, and then you can make your perfect day out of it. All the things I like to do, I do almost every day anyway. Laughing, I do that every day. Watch good movies, I do that every day. Dancing, I do that every day. Pick flowers, I do that very often. Drink coffee. These are my favorite things to do, like, I'm sorry. So I do that almost every day. So yeah, great exercises. What is the conclusion of this week? I think just, yeah, work. Like that is something I actually can do. Just do some things. I have also learned about myself that I really like in the evening to do creative, like, little crafts and stuff. Like, no big projects. I don't like working on my computer at night. No. But I like to do the, like, drawing and sewing and, like, stitching and little things like that. I love to do in the evening. It's very unwinding, like, with candles and just, like, tea, and then I'm just doing my little creative projects. Yeah, but it's just, like, keep going with having fun with being creative, and there's so many ways to do it, and not putting pressure on myself to do it in one way, and not making it like a chore, but at the same time being disciplined enough to do it. Because of course, yeah, it's not gonna be like, I don't want it to feel like something I'm forcing myself to do, but like you just have to kind of push yourself to begin. I think when I'm done with the Artist Way, I kind of want to do a video of all the creative things I have made or been progressing on since starting the book. I think that would be fun. But yeah, so that's kind of like the main thing I'm taking from this week. Less thinking, especially since I claim to not have any problems in my life, which I generally don't feel like I do. Then what is the problem? Then go out and do some more work. Like, then go out and make things, Julie. So yeah, but I have been doing that, and I will just keep doing it even more. And I'm excited to share it. I think I might share it like as it's happening, because I want to do like more photo shoots, and I have some planned, and I'm gonna do some today. And so that's gonna be on my TikTok. Next week is about healing past failures. Well, as someone who claims to not focus on the past, let's see what I get out of that one. But yeah, for now, I'm doing good, and yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna go outside to a photo shoot. And yeah, thank you for watching.